Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the AI Shift. And the AI Shift is a weekly 15-minute strategy session designed for business owners who want clarity, not complexity. Whether you're stuck in tool overload, scattered workflows, or just unsure where to start, this is where strategy meets execution. It's designed to reset your week, sharpen your thinking, and turn AI from hype into help. Hi everyone, my name is Craig, and it's very good to be with you today as we present another edition of the AI Shift. And this week we're talking about knowledge is becoming infrastructure. So last week we spoke about why businesses forget their own lessons, and we discovered something very important. The problem isn't that businesses aren't learning. The problem is they're not retaining what they learn. So this week we want to take that idea one step further because something significant is changing. Knowledge is no longer just something businesses have. It's becoming something businesses run on. And you might say that's been true in the past, but it's been true in the fact that it's been stored in people's heads. Now think about this. What if your knowledge, the knowledge that sits in a whole lot of assets you have, was important as your systems, processes, technology, people, because it is. And we're going to talk about knowledge and business knowledge today because for years we've just treated knowledge as documentation. It was something that was stored, something that was archived, or something that was filed away for later. For an example, you create a document on your standard operating procedures or something. A meeting gets recorded and the minutes are recorded somewhere. A lesson gets recorded or written down, or a process gets documented. Someone finds processes come from a problem, finding a new way to do something because some way is not working. Someone thinks of a new process, a new way to do it. They document that. Then that becomes company policy, company direction, company standards. Then it sits somewhere. It just sits somewhere. Might sit in someone's head who's running it. Might sit in a folder behind your desk at the moment in your book called Company Policies and Procedures. And that's how most businesses still think about knowledge, just as something static, something that's stored, something that is passive. But that is changing. Knowledge is becoming infrastructure. And when we think about infrastructure, we mainly think about the roads, how we drive them, how our vehicles get around. We think about the power grids that provide us energy. We think about the networks. You've got infrastructure there with your internet and your Wi-Fi and so forth that move data around. But knowledge infrastructure moves decisions. So knowledge is no longer something you store, whether you store it in a document or you store it in someone's head or you store it in someone's diary. It's something you operate. Now let's have a look at the myth we're busting today, and we're going to look at that knowledge lives in documents and documents store information. So most businesses believe that if it's documented, it's available. If it's stored, it's useful. And if it's saved, it's valuable. Again, behind your desk, do you have a filing cabinet or something with all your operation procedures and policies stored in? But documents don't create decisions. Documents don't create action, and documents don't create leverage. You can have thousands of files, and you probably have years of customer data, probably thousands of files on your PC. You probably got files you've saved there from things you've learned, books you've read, whatever. Years of customer data you have. Extensive documentation, operating procedures, emergency response, inventory, detailed meeting notes. And still, your business struggles to apply what you know. Because stored knowledge and accessible knowledge are not the same thing. Stored knowledge creates archives. Accessible knowledge creates advantage. So let's have a look at why this matters. You might say, so what? We've been going this way for years. So, because AI changes the value of that knowledge for you. In the past, people searched for information. Today, your AI growth operating system uses that information. And that's a huge shift. Because if you give your AI systems access to customer knowledge, sales knowledge, operational knowledge, historical decisions, and importantly, about why such decisions were made and what were the rules or the feelings of why they were made, the assumptions, and the lessons learned in your business, that is very powerful. So without infrastructure and without knowledge infrastructure, AI will guess. AI will make things up. AI will take probability, averages. It starts from scratch and it produces inconsistent results. But with infrastructure, with knowledge infrastructure, AI can review and apply previous decisions and the logic behind your previous decisions. You might have increased pricing because of XYZ. You changed a marketing tact and you did it because of XYZ in the market. You learn from your past outcomes. You use your existing expertise. You improve your consistency and you make better recommendations. So the quality of your AI output is increasingly depends on the quality of business knowledge. And your AI is only as intelligent as the knowledge infrastructure behind it. So what's changing? In the past, people searched for information. Today, the systems will use the information. This is where many businesses are focusing on the wrong thing. They think they need more data, more tools, more information, more AI. Reality, you already have enough information. There is tons of information you, your staff, your business has. But what you are lacking is readable, credible access to that information. Your future advantage won't come from what your business knows. It will come from how quickly your business can apply what it knows. For an example, two businesses may have the same knowledge. They've both been in business the same amount of time. They've got staff of the same level of experience in both. So they have the same knowledge. One can access and apply its knowledge immediately. The other spends hours tracking and searching and calling people and reaching out and recreating. Which business moves faster? Knowledge only creates value when it can influence decisions. You have tons of knowledge, you have tons of data. It's getting access to that is the issue. So what's the AI connection here? Why is that important? Because we could all talk about we've had systems before and we've got systems in. So, and you could argue that you now have Slack where you can communicate with everyone, or you've got Google Drive where everyone can access documents and everything is readily accessible to people. But this is why knowledge infrastructure becomes so important in an AI native business. AI doesn't just need content. It doesn't just need information, and it doesn't just need documents. AI needs context. AI needs your previous decisions and the reasoning behind them, the assumptions. It needs to learn more and understand about your customers. It needs to see what has worked and what has not worked for you previously in the past in different market circumstances. The lessons you have learned, your staff have learned, and the business standards that you have, how you will treat different circumstances within your business. Without context, AI can sound intelligent, but it can't operate intelligently. AI doesn't need more information. It needs better access to what the business already knows, and it's stored in all your documents. So there's one question to ask yourself. If a new employee joined tomorrow, how quickly could they access our best thinking? Access your best thinking, your business's best thinking. Not your files, not your folders, not your documents. How quickly could they access your best thinking? How quickly could they find customer insights, proven approaches, lessons learned, decision criteria, operational knowledge? Or would they need to ask someone? How you answer that and whether you want to answer that tells you a lot about your knowledge infrastructure. I mean, how long does it take you to bring someone up to speed? You've got to go out on the road with this person, with that person, go and spend time with this person, go and have a look at this. How long does it take you to bring someone up to speed? So this week's action is very simple. It maps where your knowledge lives. We suggest that you create 4 characters: customers, sales, marketing, and operations. You may have different terminology for those within your business, but that's what we work with here. So where is the knowledge stored? Who can access it, and how easy is it to use? Who accesses your CRM and who accesses the sales, the marketing, but the thinking behind that, the experience behind that. Most businesses discover something surprising when they do this. Their knowledge exists, it's just trapped. How many meetings have you had where you go, gee, didn't we talk about something similar to this 3 months ago, last quarter, last year, 6 months ago, and we're meeting again about it? Didn't we solve this issue 12 months ago in relation to this? Didn't we document this about how we treat this situation? So what cannot be accessed cannot create value. So knowledge is very important, but access to that knowledge is very, very important, especially with AI. Especially if you can get AI to have a look, they can detect patterns, see trends, see things that are happening in the numbers and the information that you can't see, or that you can't see in the time that AI can see it, can quickly analyze it. So most businesses think they need more information. They probably don't. What they do need is better access to what they already know, because knowledge is changing. It's no longer documentation. It's no longer storage. It's no longer administration. It's becoming infrastructure. And you need better access to what you already know. That is where AI needs, and that's where you need to take your business for the future. The next competitive advantage won't come from what your business knows. It will come from how quickly your business can apply what it knows. And that's the shift. And that's us for today. I thank you for your time. I hope you spend some time thinking about where you are keeping the knowledge and information in terms of where your customers, your sales, your marketing, and your operations. Where does your business knowledge live into those? How can you get AI to your AI tool of choice, or whatever you're using for AI, or however you run AI in your business? How can you get access to that? But that's us for today. Thank you again for your attendance. I hope you got something from that. Please leave a comment, idea, question below, or feedback to help us improve, so that we can look at the future topics or things you want us to address or answer. But I thank you for your time today. I hope you spend some time either today or tomorrow, on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, just working through that. Where are you keeping the business knowledge, and how can you get AI to access that more readily, more speedily than what you're presently doing? But until then, enjoy the rest of the day, enjoy the rest of the week. I hope it's very productive and prosperous for you. I look forward to catching up with you next week when we present another edition of the AI Shift. Until then, bye for now.